simplest things to do in order to improve your health. One, unplug your microwave. Donate blood on a regular basis. Slam dunk.
Really?
Hmm.
Wow. Okay. So,
And the beauty of it is there are four people who benefit from that blood donation. There's three people who are going to get blood products from your blood,
okay.
and the person donating is going to improve their health immeasurably.
So when the blood gets taken out, and you go through that whole process, and it only took me about 10 minutes to do, but the whole process is
Yeah.
like an hour long with all the paperwork and stuff. But once you do it, the blood that gets taken out, what happens? The iron is able to sort of recycle in the body more and be used better.
Well, I can assure you, unless you're an extraordinary, I mean, I know you run extreme health and you're very buff. I get that, but you live in America,
Uh-huh.
and you've not had enough copper. I
Mhm.
would. Do you have siblings, Justin?
One brother up in Seattle. Yeah.
Is he older or younger?
3 years older.
Okay, he got 10% of your mom's mineral mass, and you got 9%.
Uh-huh.
So you got dinged on that one.
Yeah.
And then depending upon what was going on in your mom's world when she was carrying you will dictate the level of stress that she was under and how well she did the copper download in the final trimester. And that's where there's this enormous transfer of copper from mother to child, so that you and I have livers that have about 7 milligrams of copper in them. But when we were born, there's supposed to be 70 milligrams of copper in
Oh
our
my
livers.
goodness. Wow.
And your kids, if Kate was doing her job, and I'm sure there will be a difference between your first and your second, even though they're twins, there's a dominant twin always. Well, the dominant twin got more copper than the other twin. I can
Uh-huh.
guarantee you that. And so that copper, coupled with the retinol from the breastfeeding, formed the immune system during the child's first 2 years of life. Very, very important. And again, think about 90% of those cells in the breast milk were macrophages. Do you think they have macrophages in infant formula? I don't think so.
Yeah.
So there's a big, big advantage when the mom is able to breastfeed. And so the copper coupled with the retinol is what allows the child to make ceruloplasmin to start to regulate the iron that's going to start to build in their body. And where kids are getting compromised now is they're not getting the downloads. The moms don't have it. They don't have the full complement. They're not. Most women eat a low-fat diet. They're afraid of fat, which means they're afraid of retinol, heavy cream, butter. Who wants to eat liver? Things like that.
Mm.
And so that's where we begin to compromise the physiology of the body. And I know that people who listened to Garrett just a few sessions ago, 629 and now 633, their heads are spinning, saying, "Wait a minute, how could there be such violent opposition?"
Mm-hmm.
And again, I just maybe we're reading different journals, and my journals go back to the beginning of time. I shouldn't say that way, but go back to the early 1900s.
Mm-hmm.
1906 is where I start the clock for vitamin A anyway.
Mm-hmm.
And so we have to be mindful of think of the health and the vitality of our ancestors. They didn't have an ologist for every part of their body like we do today. And so people need to be thinking about the fact that our ancestors really were fortified by their food. That's not the case today. And so you made a comment about the electricity. They could have gone AC or DC, and they chose the more destructive kind. Do you
Mm-hmm.
think that was an accident, Justin? Do you think that there wasn't money involved in that decision?
There had to
That
have
there's
been,
an
right? Yeah.
Absolutely,
Yeah.
yeah. And there's money involved in medicine because, well, let's treat the disease. Let's not cure it. If you cure it, you just killed the business model.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that again, that's the wicked side of this society that we live in. So we have to be sporting about it
Uh-huh.
And all the root